And with the horn sound, you know it's a trumpet for you to come true. Good afternoon. It's Sunday, June 8th. Welcome to the CCRP update for this, the 23rd episode for 2025. CCRP was created to empower, celebrate, and protect Jamaica seniors. They offer many benefits. Visit our website at ccrponline.org. CCRP Update is brought to you by JNGI for best value and a boatload of benefits. In today's CCRP Update, Ms. Shantole Thompson, Corporate Communications Manager at the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, will share with us about the JUTC's program of customer care for seniors. So that's a good thing, eh? But first, a little family business. Our CCRP Update sponsors, JNGI, offer their amazing Silver Shield plan for auto and property insurance exclusively for CCRP members. The auto plan includes free benefits from the Jamaica Automobile Association with valet service for vehicle registration, fitness, and 24-hour roadside assistance. CCRP will shortly implement a new data system, which requires each member to have a unique email address. Members who have not submitted an email address to CCRP, please do so immediately. If the email address you have submitted is shared with another member, you need to submit one that is uniquely yours. Members who have changed their email address or contact number since joining CCRP, please let us know. We need to be able to be in touch with you, and you need to hear from us. So open those channels. They might be closed. Please send your updated email address or contact number to us via WhatsApp. And there are two options for WhatsApp: 876 469 1944. That's 876 469 1944. And the other one, 876 295 7059. That's 876 295 7059. Or email us at info@ccrponline.org. If you're 40 or over, you are eligible to join CCRP. Yeah, you have to do the thing before the time reach. You don't wait until you're a senior officially before you join some organization, not just anyone, but the CCRP, to ensure that your interests are being taken care of, being improved, whatever. And we welcome you. We welcome you to join us as soon as you can. It opens up a whole world of exciting events, money-saving discounts. And if you're a CCRP member, you're actively supporting the rights of seniors and the elderly. So there's philanthropy in there as well. And helping others is one of the best ways to feel helped yourself and to live a more fulfilling life. We have been passionate advocates as a group to ensure that you're protected from elderly abuse and discrimination. We're all in this together. It's only an initial registration of $2,500. The annual renewal is $2,000, and you'll have access to discounts of up to 30% from over 100 discount partners. CCRP also offers 2 high-value health insurance plans underwritten by Sagicor for our members. Listen, only 40. That's it. Once you're 40 and over, please join us. And all of that can be yours on offer. You choose what you want, but there's a wide range to choose from. On next week's Sunday's program, we'll celebrate Father's Day with a CCRP member, Dr. Errol Williamson. He's a father of 3 and a grandfather of 6. My goodness. He must have stories to tell, so we're looking always to that. And now to the meat of today's update. We've got something great for you. Ready to learn about the progressive customer care for seniors in our public transportation system? Well, there's somebody here on their behalf, and it's a warm CCRP welcome to Corporate Communications Manager of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the JUTC, Ms. Shantole Thompson. Welcome to the update.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
So good to have you because I want to hear. Many seniors depend on the bus system, right?
Oh, I know.
All right. So I want you to tell me a little bit about the key factors that you need to share with us about what you do. What is it? Outline the key initiatives, right? That help, especially with fare discounts, accessibility, because
Right.
sometimes mobility is an issue.
Yes, no, definitely. So, at here at JUTC, we value our senior citizens. So we would have implemented several initiatives to ensure that they can travel safely, comfortably, and affordably. So one of the most impactful one is our senior citizens fare, which is with their smart fare card, you only pay $25.
What?
Yes,
At
and
what exchange rate?
at the JUTC exchange rate.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes.
But if you don't use your smart fare card, it is $100. So yes, get your smart fare cards. And we know this is to help to ease the financial burdens for our senior citizens because I know some of them just rely on, their pension. Beyond fare discounts, we have been very intentional about accessibility. So our buses include designated priority seatings for our seniors,
Hmm.
and our drivers are trained to be attentive to their needs, especially during boarding and exiting. Some of our buses also have a wheelchair feature, and we also have some new buses that are coming down, which we are now calling those buses or accessible buses
Hmm.
where they have the wheelchair feature. Another thing is that we would have also partnered with the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities to provide specialized training for our staff, particular our customer care agents who are inside the call center at the halfway to transport center and our customer care service guides who are on the floor so they could do sign language or just to betterly, satisfy the needs of our elderly and persons with disabilities.
Mm, that's
Yes.
amazing. That's amazing. Good stuff. You got my heart right there. I spend I think my probably my most fulfilling job ever was at the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. It's the
Mm-hmm.
quality of life ministry where the rubber hits the road, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
So
definitely.
so really getting in there is real work. Real work. Trust me.
Definitely.
Special considerations now to ensure the safety and comfort. You have touched on some of them, but what about the general things outside of what you just mentioned?
Sure. So, one of the things that aside from our, bus fare, comfortability, safety, and we do constant customer care service training with the focus on sensitivity and accessibility.
Hmm.
But what I do want to mention, one of the things that we do into consideration is that, on March 29th, we hosted an outreach session with the National Council for Senior Citizens where we heard directly from our older Jamaicans or senior citizens, better yet, about their concern. It was about 2 hour sessions, and trust me, they had a lot to say,
Hmm.
lot of recommendations. But one of the main things that they pointed out was in some of the areas where they live, there was a bus shortage on certain routes. So coming out of that session, we're getting 100 new buses on June 15th, and we're working actively to reallocate some of those buses to better serve the routes most used by the senior citizen population. Additionally, coming out of that town hall, we call it, they mentioned that, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they go to computer class and they go to art and craft class. And we're working to provide buses to take them to the class and to also pick them up. So those are some of the things we're doing to really cater to them.
That's fantastic because the synergy there is giving me goose pimples because a happy senior is a happy nation. Be-
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because partially one of the beautiful things too is that right here now, any information that our members get through this program, best
Hmm.
believe two generations get it.
Definitely.
This is not the generation primarily of radio, it's more online stuff. But
Hmm.
radio is still very, very vibrant. And what they hear here is because of the bridge that seniors provide.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yes, they're going to look after them down to the third and fourth generation. Then we'll make sure so them sit down and listen and know
No,
that
no,
you can get this, you can start that, you need to study that thing. This will, so they hear everything and they make notes. We make notes, not
yes.
they. I'm a
And I
senior.
must say, I was very surprised because it was my first time attending the National Council for Senior Citizens Town Hall. And I was very impressed because they came with their pen and papers. Like they had their notes and what they had to say, which bus route, what time, the name. And then one other thing that was very impressive for me was after the 2 hour sessions, at least five of them wrote down exactly what I said as
Mm,
a recap, and they're like, "We're holding you to this." So they're very aware, of what's going on, and that's why we make sure we take care of them because aside from being the corporate communications manager at JUTC, I'm also responsible for the customer care agents. And I forgot to mention that we have a call center or a customer care center at the transport center, and we know that sometimes there are issues with their cards or if they need refunds. We also have an express service for them. So they don't have to join lines. They could just come directly and someone is ready to deal with them. So they're in and out.
hmm.
So those are just some of the things that we're doing. And, based on the feedback coming out of the sessions, we're working to ensure that the routes that they mentioned are also getting some buses.
Oh my gosh, it's like it's a surgical procedure.
Yes,
Because
yes.
if you know what the biggest thing I've worked in development, the biggest thing to get frustrated at is to try to throw at a problem from the resources you have without understanding the issues.
No, yeah.
You could be solving something that is a minor irritant and overlook a cancer.
No, of course. And I am just, I think June now makes 6 months since I'm in the role of the corporate communications manager. And one of the things I do weekly is I dress casually, jeans, baggy t-shirt, sneakers, and I walk the transport center just to hear feedback. I sit down with the commuters, especially the senior citizens, to hear what they're saying. And I make note of what the recommendations are. And one thing about our MD, Mr. Ellington, he does not say no. So if I go back to him and I'm like, MD, this was some feedback from some of the senior citizens, he's quickly, okay, how can we meet them halfway?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yes, yes. Because I don't think there are not many generations of Jamaicans that want handouts, you know. They want to let through. And
That's
they'll do the rest.
yes.
And respect is very important, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So we like what you're doing. Tell us a little tips about your the mission and your values, because so many people have the values on the wall in a New Kingston, and their branch offices don't get the memo. And what them says the values is not what is living out on the ground. But tell us of those values, because it sounds like you're walking and talking those values daily, and I'm excited that we're here for it.
Right. So one of the things that we want, one of the values of JUTC is that we want our commuters to be safe or transportation to be safe or transportation to be affordable and or transportation to be reliable. As it pertains to our, what we're doing for our senior citizen in terms of our values is that we understand that they are the most vulnerable. So we are in anything we do, we are reinforcing accessibility and respect for them, as well as, affordability. This aligns directly with our broader vision, as I mentioned, to provide reliable, inclusive, and people-focused transportation. We can't do a good job if our commuters aren't happy and if we're not hearing from them. To just recap, whether it's through affordable fares, designated seating, or driver awareness training, our goal is to make every journey safe, every journey respectable, and dignified experience for elderly commuters.
Oh my goodness. The
Yes,
bearer of good news in
yes,
challenging times. Ms
yes.
Shantole Thompson, all I can say is thank you. What else I got to say? You have your head on straight. I mean, you're in the field that I was in for many years. So
Right.
when I hear the BS, I know it. And I'm hearing you talking and walking like a real comms manager.
Thank you. And like I said, I've taken the approach of when I first came into the role, I didn't just jump in with a plan. Oh, I'm going to do this. I took a different approach. I spoke to some of our drivers. I met with our customer care guides. I met with our customer care agents. Even sometimes when I'm also inside the ticket offices, I'm on the floor issuing, sign up sheets for our cars. Once
Mm,
you do that, you kind of get a first-hand experience of what's happening so that when you're creating your comp plan, it is not general, it is targeted to, or a different target audience. Because we also have our students as well.
hmm.
So it's an exciting role and a lot of good things are happening with the JUTC. You know,
Mm.
July we're gonna be, I think, 27. We've come a long way. We have new buses coming in June so that we can cater to some of the routes. We're fixing our customer care center. We're rebranding our website. We have and you'll be surprised, the senior citizens, they're into their little tech. As much as I say
Of
they're not
course,
savvy,
of course,
you'd
of
be
course.
surprised. So when I had mentioned to them that, JUTC will be launching a bot,
Mm.
they're like, oh, so that's mean, and I don't have to rely on you to respond to me. I can ask the question
Listen, listen. We
during the
come.
day.
Hello, we come from the generation where we had to remember all one whole book for your exam. You understand?
Right,
So we might not remember what we put on this morning. We have to look down what clothes we have on, but we can tell
right.
you details of how our roots stay. That's what
Yeah,
people don't understand about the memory of older persons. Apart from those who might be affected with Alzheimer's, and it's not only driven by age; it's by other things. But details is important to the older you get, the more details important to you. So I'm
yeah.
glad you've hit the nail on the head. Thank you so much, Shantole. It's been a pleasure. Keep well, you hear?
Thank you for having me and all the best.
All the best to you too. So until next Sunday at 3 for all things CCRP, visit our website, ccrponline.org, and the YouTube channel is there too, CCRP. If you are 40 years or over 40, come join us as a full CCRP member. Don't wait. You get insights galore. You get networking, exciting events, money savings up to 60%, build connections, never feel alone, share experiences. Keep informed. No, no, no. So you make those choices before retirement hits. Capiche? CCRP update brought to you by JNGI Silver Shield, the best choice for auto and property insurance exclusively for CCRP members. Contact Gallagher Insurance Brokers or JNGI for best value and a boatload of benefits.